Hey, take a moment please to look my plugin.
Place to be.
Yeah man, some purples met mijn plus beats. The Behringer. That's French. The Behringer. The Neutron. Very nice little synthesizer at around $400. Let us check them out, see what it has to offer. Let's begin with the obligatory peak from behind. Couple of stereo outputs, input for mangling your sound, MIDI with dip switches for channel settings, and USB MIDI. We got two oscillators to work with, and one really nice thing about it is that you can continuously morph through the wave shapes like this. We have oscillator 1 active right now, and we can pick between 3 different octaves with this little range button right here. Wonderful. I'm going to dial in a square wave to show you what the width knob does. That's right. Changes the pulse width. Let us dial in the second oscillator here. Tuning is pretty sensitive, so that could be a little bit tricky. But I like me a good detune anyway. It is possible to sync up the tuning of the oscillators. After all, we are only working with 2 oscillators here, so if we compare it to something like the Poly D in paraphonic mode, you can actually get 4-note polyphony and have all of them sweetly detuned like this. But we don't always need that. Envelope 1 is our default ADSR for the oscillators. Nothing wrong with the response curves on this one. You can also add a little bit of noise to your sound to grid it up. Which is also a highly entertaining modulation source. We have 3 filters: low pass, band pass, and high pass. And if we bump up the envelope depth right about around here, envelope 2 will control the filter. Second default modulator of the filter is of course the low frequency oscillator. Twist this knob right here and you'll hear the effects of it. What's nice about this LFO? Also morphs between 5 different wave shapes. For extra dirty sound, make it go really fast. The overdrive is somewhat similar to the one on Poly D, and I find that the delay is rather interesting, sort of like a tape delay. I would imagine people who are into psychedelic drugs could mess around with only this parameter for hours. We got the slew rate limiter for glide and portamento. I reached for the glide knob at first, but that's only for the sample and hold. Behringer's own baby is a good entry-level synthesizer. If you want to get deeper into synthesis, if you're drooling over these Eurorack modules that cost you a liver, if you enjoy just experimenting and exploring sound, Neutron might be for you. But hey, if you're the type of person that browses through presets day in and day out, you're going to be very disappointed. Expect to start over from scratch every single time, you know what I'm saying? No presets here. You have full responsibility over designing the sound. But this right here, this is where the magic happens. You can make damn near any parameter modulate another one. Let's dial in a square wave here. Square. Open the filter up. So I want to achieve a pulse width modulation. Kind of like this. But I want the Neutron to do the manual labor for me. Let's dial something in on the second oscillator too, just in case. Now I'm going to plug in the output of the LFO into the pulse width of oscillator 1. Seems logical, but it's going through the ceiling of the LFO, if that makes sense. For that we have the attenuators. So these two attenuators let you control the amount going into your destination. So let's reroute it to the input of attenuator 1. Take the output from attenuator 1, plug that sum gun into the pulse width. Now we got a middleman controlling the flow. And I got what I need, my desert island synthesizer sound, Commodore 64 friend. Let us do the same thing with oscillator 2 and attenuator 2, except we're going to let oscillator 1 control the pulse width of oscillator 2. It is putting in that work, you know what I'm saying? Let's have a look at the sample and hold. Sample and hold is great for some random bonanza. Let's clear out this snake's nest and find the output of sample and hold. Right there. For clear evidence, we're going to make it control the pitch of oscillator 1. And let's see what happens. Interestingly here, sample and hold has an input too, so we can make this chain even more fucked up. Let's make the blend between oscillator 1 and oscillator 2 control sample and hold. Or what about the LFO? Or the overdrive? Oscillator 1, control LFO shape. Yeah, you get it. Sonic exploration to be had. If you compare it to something like the Model D, you get a hell of a lot more bang for your buck in here. Big reason for that is this gateway drug section into modular synthesis here. I will say that if you're looking for a synthesizer that's capable of doing what the Neutron is capable of, there's no reason why this isn't the one for you. Let's activate paraphonic mode and make a brother's Lionheart beat. My theory here is that sometimes it tends to get a little bit overlooked because it doesn't have the same nostalgic value, brand value, as their knockoffs, you know? I love the Poly D, and not gonna lie, big part of the appeal with that is the design, the idea that you can own almost a mini Moog at that price. You know what I'm saying? Good price, the luxuries of modern connectivity. You've seen what it does. Decide for yourself. Okay, bye-bye.